Shields up, Iron Breakers. How's everybody doing this fine Monday evening? For me, it might be a little bit closer to afternoon for you if you're in the States, or it could be a different time of the day depending on where you are. How's everybody doing? You guys all having a good time? I can see that everybody's enjoying the chaos meme from Final Fantasy Origins. There was so much chaos that the demo didn't even work. Wasn't that amazing? Hey! Oh, that was awesome. What is happening? Closer to midnight for you? That's your problem, dude. What do you mean closer to midnight? It's like 11 for you. Don't lie to me, Kegrin. You think you can lie to me? I'm the one who's gonna kill chaos. Me! I was born to kill chaos. Nothing will stop me from killing chaos. It's funny as hell. I still want to play that game, though. I mean, you know, Tim Ninja. I mean, come on, guys. It can all be a meme, but I'm sure that the gameplay is going to be fun. It should be fun. At least I hope so. But it's funny seeing so many people just latching onto the chaos meme. That's awesome. For those of you that are not in the joke, all you got to do is you got to look up the Final Fantasy Origins trailer. But that's neither here nor there, because today we're here to watch the Capcom E3 showcase. Now, for those of you that don't know how my streams usually work, let me explain. We usually start the stream about 30 minutes before the actual show gets going, so that we get a couple of people in here we can chat for a while. You know, YouTube actually sends out notifications. Hopefully, maybe, potentially, who knows? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. But in the meantime, we can talk about what to expect, and I have the tweet right here. If you guys actually take a look real quick, let me go into presentation mode. Also, if you see me go like this all of a sudden, there's like mosquitoes all over this place right now, guys. I'm being leeched alive. It's like Blizzard hired a bunch of mosquitoes just come in here and suck my life's blood, dude. That's what's happening right now. I like making you talk at 1.5 while I'm live. Is that what you do, Gru? You think that's funny? You think that's funny? You want to hear me talk real fast, huh? You think that's funny? That's not funny, man. What do you think this is, Alvin and the Chipmunks? Anyway, as I was saying, here's a tweet that announces this thing and kind of like sets our expectations. And let me just warn you guys, I think that a lot of you guys are expecting big news for Monster Hunter. I don't know. I have a feeling that most likely we're not going to have big news. I mean, I'm a little bit conflicted on it, because when you say something like, join us for the Capcom Showcase at E3 2021 for news on our latest games lineup, including the great Ace Attorney Chronicles, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Monster Hunter Rise, Resident Evil Village. I'm like, we've seen... I kind of feel like we've gotten most of the content that we're going to be getting for Monster Hunter Rise. So it's weird for me that they specifically say Monster Hunter Rise in this thing. My suspicion is that they're just going to reveal the events. You know, they're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming events that we have. And not much else. That is what I would expect. I wouldn't expect much more than that, and I think that expecting more than that might be setting yourselves up for failure. But, I don't know. I don't actually have any kind of insider information. I'm right here alongside you guys in the trenches, just waiting for them to reveal whatever it is. But I do hope that the upcoming events are going to be good, because if there's one thing that kind of disappointed me with Monster Hunter Rise were the events. I would argue that the events have been not as great as they could have been. You know, still my favorite Monster Hunter of all time. 100%. Still love Rise more than any other Monster Hunter, and I am still playing it. But the events, I feel, were one of the weakest parts of Monster Hunter Rise. And I hope that in this show, they kind of correct that, right? Please announce G-Rank. It's way too early to announce G-Rank, dude. They can't announce G-Rank right now. That'd be insane. The game's been out for what? I mean, the game came out in March. It's like March, April. I mean, March doesn't even count because it was at the end of the thing. So it'd be April, May, June. Game's been out for not even 3 months. And you want them to announce the expansion? I think you're asking for too much, dude. I think you're asking for way too much. But, so events, I think, is going to be the big focus when it comes to Monster Hunter Rise. Now, when it comes to Monster Hunter Stories 2, I think everybody's expecting a demo drop. I think they're going to just go, and by the way, the demo is available right now. I wouldn't be too surprised if they drop in a demo, the kind of demo that you can then continue your playthrough afterwards. I think that would make a lot of sense, unless they're delaying it. I don't think they're going to delay it, but if they were delaying it, then there wouldn't be a chance of a demo. But I don't know. I think there's a high chance for a demo being announced. Stories 1, I don't think we're getting Stories 1 on the Switch. I think it is way too late to get Stories 1 on the Switch. I think that if we do get Stories 1, like Gaijin said, it is going to be at a later date. First, they want to captivate you with Stories 2. They want to get you caring enough about the Stories franchise to begin with, to then sell you Stories 1. What time does this thing start? It starts in about 24 minutes, give or take, if I actually swap over to the E3 stream, which I was told by Sox that I should be clear to stream the Capcom conference, but right now there's still other stuff going on in E3. Now I'm curious. I'm going to ask you guys a question. You guys are going to answer either one or two, and the question is going to be, how do you guys feel about E3 this year so far? 1, if it's great, fantastic, friggin' amazing. 2, if you're just like, E3 this year is kind of like, meh. Like, I really want to get the overall vibe from you guys. Like, let me know what you guys think about E3 this year. Jesus Christ. Yeah. That's about what I would expect. Yep, that sounds about right. Look at the amount of 2s in there. Everybody's just like dropping them 2s. No, it's not much. We just want to say thank you for all the content the podcast recently shields up. Dude. Never think that way. Just too salty. Thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. But never think like, oh, I know it's not much. It's like, listen. For starters, you don't even have to donate, so that is already super appreciated. But don't ever think like that. It's like, oh, this is not much, but like, it's great. I appreciate it. Thank you. Were you hyped for Elden Ring? I am super hyped for Elden Ring. Elden Ring is like the biggest thing that happened this E3 so far. It is 100% Elden Ring. But it's been surprising to see that there are some companies this year at E3 that have no idea what they're doing. Like, I don't know how many of you guys saw the Prime Matter presentation. I couldn't finish it. I think it was the first time that I was seeing an E3 presentation that I literally couldn't bring myself to finish it. Because it was so poorly paced. It's like, here's 30 minutes of an interview about this game that you know nothing about, that we haven't even shown you a single screenshot. It's like, by the way, an internal interview. So it's kind of like smelling the smell of our own farts. Like, that Prime Matter thing was so insane. I was like, dude, what the hell is going on? And today, from what I've seen, like, I kept tuning in to E3 every now and then today, and it just seems that it was mostly people talking, which is kind of like, from E3, what you expect is big announcements, like announce stuff, show us gameplay, especially gameplay, There's been a distinct lack of gameplay in this E3. It's insane. Devs and studios can do their own events now. E3 will continue to struggle. I don't know, Aaron, but thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate it. I don't know about that. I think that E3 is still very relevant because it's one of those things where everything comes together. There's a lot of potential for people reaching a lot of people, I just think that people didn't brought their A game because they're still reeling from COVID. Red Devil, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. What do I think about Dragon's Dogma 2? Let me tell you right now, Dragon's Dogma 2 would be like my dream scenario for the Capcom press conference. It would literally be the thing that I would want the most out of this Capcom press conference. Because let's get real, they're not going to announce... I don't think they're going to do any major announcements in regards to like a new title for Monster Hunter, right? They're not... I highly doubt they're going to announce Rise Ultimate. I think it's too soon for that. They're not going to announce World 2, whatever World 2 happens to be called, because it's also extremely soon. So I don't think there's going to be anything meaningful announced there. They're probably going to announce the demo for Stories 2. I think that's pretty reasonable. So Monster Hunter-wise, I think we're kind of tapped out, right? So what's the next best thing that Capcom could possibly give me? And it is Dragon's Dogma 2. So Dragon's Dogma 2 would be the best possible thing that Capcom could tell me. Like, Dragon's Dogma 2, my level of hype would be right up there with Elden Ring. Maybe even a little bit higher. Not sure. I don't know, it'd be pretty much like this, you know? I just realized I'm wearing a Firefall t-shirt. I actually really liked Firefall, okay? I'm sorry, I liked Firefall. Firefall. See, I told you! Blizzard! Stop! Bad Blizzard. Blizzard sent their mosquitoes to leech me. It's not enough that they took my wallet for God knows how many years. Now they're trying to take my blood! My blood! Good God. Give me Dragon's Dogma 2 and bring it up since last year, yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2 wins if it has true multiplayer. How many goals do we win by against Hungary tomorrow? I have no idea, dude. I don't follow football. And by the way, Dragon's Dogma is probably still on sale on eShop. I actually bought it for a friend of mine for his birthday. I bought him Dragon's Dogma, and it's like, if you're the least bit interested... Actually, no, not even if you're the least bit interested. If you're in this stream, you're probably a Monster Hunter fan, so let me tell you right now. If you've never played Dragon's Dogma, and you have a Switch, it's on discount right now, and you should go get it. It's a really good game. Really, really good game. Rurikhan, do you have a PlayStation 5? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Darn, those Vespoids, they're getting annoying. Yeah, the problem is they don't even give me paralysis debuff. What they do is they give me an itch debuff that I need to scratch myself. Dante for Smash? How about Monster Hunter for Smash? Put Monster Hunter in there. Rurikhan, does Dragon's Dogma run well on Switch? It ran pretty well. It ran better than it did back on PlayStation 3, so I thought that was pretty good. I mean, it's not going to be full 60 FPS or anything like that, right? But it runs at a steady 30, from what I remember. I was surprised by how well it ran when I played it. Rurikhan, have you read the Miyazaki Elden Ring interview? No, not yet. I wasn't even aware that there was an interview out there. I'll need to look that up after this stream. I'll probably make a video on that. Naviru for Smash. No! No, dude, I don't like the look of Naviru. Kimura Hunter for Smash. I'll take Kimura Hunter. Sure. Why not? Yamogi, dude. Imagine Yamogi in Smash. She just comes out there like... And she's like... There are a few interviews. I've counted 3 so far. Man, I need to get in touch with Miyazaki. Hey, man, come on, man. I did that interview with you all those years ago for Dark Souls 3. Come on. Hook me up, Miyazaki. I love you, man. Did you see the announcement of Doki Doki Plus? No. Don't really care that much about it, to be honest. I can tell you guys a couple of games that I thought were interesting. I mean, this is very still just off the top of my head. But Elden Ring, obviously. I'm interested in Final Fantasy Origins as well. Outer Worlds 2, that'll probably be cool. Salt and Sacrifice, probably be cool as well. Wizards with Guns looked interesting. Death's Door, for some strange reason, stuck with me. Shadow Warrior 3 is also looking good. Tales of Arise, they showed that new shield lady. Did you guys see the new shield lady for Tales of Arise? Jesus Christ, she is a beast! Shield Lady for Tales of Rise is looking really good. We also had the announcement that this was like last Thursday. Lost Ark is going to be coming to the West, for those of you interested. Which I am interested, but it is free-to-play title, Battle Pass, that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, Battle Passes. It's like, if you... I was going to try to make a sexual joke, but I don't want to be disrespectful. If I was in bed with my wife, right? I'm in bed with my wife. We're getting ready for some sexy time. And she would whisper in my ear, Battle Pass. It would be like flaccid. From full throbbing erection to flaccid. Just like that. Like she would just whisper the words Battle Pass and like, I'm gone. Sorry, honey. It's not you, it's me. Shasha G, just move on from World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy XIV in large part due to your impassioned Bellular clip reviews midway through Heavensward, and I'm loving it. Thank you. Sasha G, that makes me very happy. Thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. But that actually makes me very happy. You guys know that I was very hesitant about making that many reaction videos because I don't tend to do a lot of reaction content. It's just not really my style, but I was so curious about Bellular's experience of Final Fantasy XIV. A lot of people seem to be enjoying that on the secondary channel, so, you know. Since you've got the same hard-on for Dragon's Dogma as me, do you know any similar games? No, Dragon's Dogma is unique. Rurikhan Whisper, Devolver Maxi Packs plus premium purchase. No, stop. Dude, the Devolver digital press conference so far has been the best one. I actually have a reaction to that as well that I'm going to be posting on the secondary channel. Those of you guys that haven't been following the secondary channel, you've been missing out on a lot of stuff. I've been posting a lot of things there. What are they doing here? Witness the birth of a new gaming universe. What the hell are these goddamn buzzwords? Binge. Jesus Christ. E3 has been so weird this year, I swear to God, guys. E3 has been extremely weird this year. Love your Monster Hunter Final Fantasy content. Just beat Heavensward yesterday. On to Stormblood Paladin main, but Gunbreaker at heart. Okay. Okay. Zbug84, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Aaron, you got me into Final Fantasy XIV 2. Just finished the install. Thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. But I'm glad that there's so many people enjoying Final Fantasy XIV. I will say something, though. It is very frustrating for someone like me who's like, I've been talking about Final Fantasy XIV for so long, but yet it takes Bellular and Asmongold talking about Final Fantasy XIV for people to go check it out. It's like, hey, what am I, chopped liver? Or like, what the hell's going on here? You know? What did I miss? All I heard coming back when you drank was throbbing erection. What on earth? I was talking about Vince Vellarin. Thank you very much for becoming grossly incandescent. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. I was talking about how Battle Pass is something that is very demotivating to me, and I was saying that if I was in bed with my wife, getting ready for sexy time, like throbbing erection, and she would whisper the words Battle Pass in my ear, I would instantly go flaccid. Because there's so many games with Battle Pass. But anyways, in regards to the Battle Pass thing, there's another game with a Battle Pass that I'm somewhat interested in. I made a video for it today. You guys probably didn't get that notification. I would be very surprised if you guys got notified of that video. But it is a video of Babylon's Fall. And because that's so kind of like out of distant from what Monster Hunter is, YouTube probably didn't send you a notification. But yeah. I need to stop using those two words. This is getting really weird. Dragon's Dogma 2 Battle Pass Edition. Don't you dare! Nah, Capcom wouldn't do us dirty like that. Capcom would not do us dirty like that. There is no way. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that Babylon's Fall video because, you know, I'm just very passionate about those types of games, and to see the announcement that we had yesterday during Square Enix, I was just like, wow, dude. Okay. It is what it is. I'm glad when I click on my microphone, I could voice text where your voice doesn't have to interfere with my microphone. Okay. Monster Hunter Rise Battle Pass? No. No. None of that. Has the show begun or has it already ended? It hasn't started yet. It will start. Oh, looks like they're talking about it.
Monster Hunter Rise. Ooh.
What's this? Oh, Monster Hunter Rise, ask me anything.
Hello Reddit, I'm Yuri from
It's
the Monster Hunter
Yuri!
community team at Capcom USA.
Dude, Yuri is awesome.
プロデューサーの辻本です。今回はレディットに寄せられておりますコミュニティの皆様の質問にお答えしたいと思っております。
Last month, we collected a number of your questions and sent them to Monster Hunter Rise director Yasunori Chinose. Unfortunately, he was unable to record a video of his answers, but he gave them to me right here. I'll be delivering them to you on his behalf.
Of the new monsters in Rise, which is your favorite?
All the newly added monsters are my favorite. If I were to choose one that I like the most, it would be Magna Malo. I've been working on
course,
Magna
the
Malo for so
flagship.
long, and it took me a long time to complete it, so I have strong feelings about this monster. Initially, I wanted to create a tiger-shaped monster. However, the main planner came up with the idea of an armored warrior with a long spear, and the prototype of the current Magna Malo was born.
はい、明けのシルームです。
Favorite monster,
ではで
Zachno
すね
Sam.
僕すごく
I seem to bring rain
雨男
wherever I go.
すごくいろんなところ行ったら雨が降る
Dude, Rio's got the best
キャラ
answers.
でとても傘っていうのは
Every time.
重要な僕の中でのアイテムになってますので、ぜひ雨
Nobody
が降
likes
った
my
時に
boy
は明けのシルーム
Tetranodon.
に傘代わりになっていただきたいと思っておりますので、好きなモンスターにさせてもらいました。
What does Magna Malo's Hellfire smell like? Brimstone. That's obvious.
Magna Malo does not feed only on fresh meat, but also on decomposed meat. It decomposes the meat in its body and produces a special gas which does not smell very good.
Brimstone. What is your favorite Silkmine move?
僕のはですね、鉄柱回転攻
Spinning
撃
bludgeon.
が
Really?
好きな技
Not
になってます
Impact Crater? I'm
理由はですね
disappointed.
僕はハンマーを使ってるんですが、鉄柱回転攻撃ってすごくやっぱり、派手な攻撃でもありますし、すごい多段ヒットするので気持ちよさもあって、あと、距離も
Feels good,
だい
lets
ぶ
you close
詰めれ
the
ま
distance
す
between you
の
and the
で
monster. Okay.
僕の中では結構ハンマーの中でかなり中心で使っている攻撃技となります。
My favorite Silkbind move is Earthshaker. The damage from the first hit feels good, but the additional impact damage feels even better. You can
Yeah.
enjoy the feeling twice with one attack.
Yeah, Earthshaker's good. So a lot of the monsters in Rise are based on yokai. I'd like to know
はい、
which.
子供の頃にですね、怖かった
Certified
妖怪っていうと
yokai
ですね、
called
カッパという妖怪がいるんですけど、
It's Kappa for me. When I was younger, I saw a scene on TV where a man was dragged into a river by a Kappa.
そのカッパという
Kappa lurks.
妖怪がですね、
Kappa is the turtle-looking one, right?
川とか、
And from that, I learned that it is dangerous to go near rivers.
池とかそういうところ
As
に
a kid, I
潜ん
felt
で
the
てですね、
existence of Kappa.
結構その
Damn.
人をですね、水の中に引きずり込むみたいなことが言われてる、妖怪なので、子供の頃川とかにも遊びに行ったりとかもしてたんで、それ結構身近にいそうで怖そうな、妖怪です。
What weapons do you play the most? What is your favorite weapon? I mean, it's the hammer for Ryozu.
During
That one's
development,
obvious.
I often played Hunting Horn and Heavy Bowgun.
But yeah, for
Hunting
Ichinozi,
Horn
it's
was
the
a
hunting
weapon
horn.
I've played in the past, but for Heavy Bowgun, I used the
I feel
weapon
like-
to test out long-range
I
distance.
feel like we knew the answer to this one.
はい、一番好きな武器はですね、ちょっとご存知の方もいるかもしれないですけど、僕はもうシリーズを通してずっとハンマーを使ってますので、もちろん今回もハンマーを使っております。で、ハンマーしか使
So
って
I'm
ません
using
の
the
で、
hammer again, so the weapon usage column in my guild card only shows my hammer usage.
ハンマーのみが、ついている
It's almost like me with the
仕様としてついている
gun lens.
状況です。
What's your favorite armor skill? Oh, this one's interesting.
My favorite armor is Bishaten. I love the light design and how it emphasizes
But-
mobility.
Yes, the
It is
armor
inspired
skill.
by the costumes of Japanese ascetic monks.
Yes, the
and
armor
monk
skill,
priests.
though.
My favorite skill is Horn Maestro.
はい、
Oh, Horn Maestro.
好きな装備はですね、僕は
Favorite
ラージャ
armor
の
is the
装備が
Rajang
結構好
equipment?
きでして、その見た目的にも好きですし、結構、シリーズでラージャの、防具が出ているときは絶対一度は作る、防具になっています。でスキルの方はですね、広域 かっていう
His favorite skill is wide range?
ことが多くて、周りの人にも自分の回復が影響するので、そういうなんか周りの人のちょっとでも手助けになるかなみたいなんで、そういうのをスキルもつけてたりします。
Would not expect that from a hammer player. Will Shakalaka's return to the future? Oh my God, this is the most important question.
現状予定はありませんが、今後出てくるタイトルとかで世界観とかがあって、ガチャブが登場する必要性があるときには出てくるかもしれませんね。
Wasn't expect anything to
One
happen
day
during
I was playing
development.
to check the game. I saw one of Yomogi's feline helpers lying on the ground. So I asked my team what was going on and was told that they were testing out a situation where the feline ate a bad dango that Yomogi made and collapsed. That was a good idea, but unfortunately it didn't make it into the final game.
Aww.
That's because while Yomogi was having an important conversation, the feline was unconscious. That didn't make sense, so we had to say no to the idea.
Where did the dev team come up with a bunny dongo mechanic?
I wanted an iconic scene
I'm still
that would be
sad about the
recognized as Monster Hunter
shakalakas.
Rise just by looking at the food scenes. I decided to use elements that were different from those used in the past, such as meat and fish. I personally love sweets, and since the theme for this game is Japanese, I decided to use Japanese sweets as motif. And who doesn't like sweets, right?
Are there any plans on introducing new weapon types to the series?
武器種の方はですね、やっぱり
We want to add new
新
weapons
しい
to
武
the
器を
game.
加
They
え
would
る
need
と
to
し
be
てもです
weapons
ね、
that
今
offer
ま
something
であ
different
る
from the
14
current
武器種
14
とはやっぱり
types.
違う遊びっていうのをしっかり提供できるような武器種である必要があります
Listen,
の
listen,
で、
Ryozu.
今後について
Magnetic
はそういうアイ
hammer.
デアがもし出てきたら入れるかもわからない
Magnetic hammer, Ryozu.
ちょっとまだこの
Oh,
後
come
の
on,
こと
man.
なので、まだまだちょっとわからないですね。はい。
You know, multiple teams work on different games at the same time. Are these teams in communication with
は
each
い、
other?
そうですね。複数のチームもそうですし、今やっぱりゲーム作るときってすごい何百人が関わってきますので、そういう全体的にも情報共有がしっかり取れるような環境での開発を進めています。
Aw, that was it.
Favorite weapon is the hammer.
I wrote that down
No
too.
way,
I was like,
too
I love
slow.
it.
The wind up. I did 135 hours Monster Hunter World dual blades. That's where you get it. You get in there.
No,
then
dual
you get out,
blades.
just like that. Just
Dual
like that.
blades for
Can't defend that.
speed.
Nobody can.
100%.
Nobody can.
But nothing feels so satisfying though when you get that.
Of course
hit
you
with
would
the
play
hammer and
dual
it's so
blades.
heavy and it's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Of course
Then
you'd
you
play
get
dual
caught and
blades,
sit around
Greg.
copy.
Of course you
It's not
would.
fun.
I
You gotta
understand.
get in, you gotta get out. That's not-
But you know, there's a certain. I agree with you, Jackie. There's like a certain kind of satisfaction when you finally get the wind up
Right in the feels.
and the hit, right out of the park.
Especially against
Come on,
the
no
T-Rex.
gun lance?
Okay, well, it's not. Actually, it's not officially a T-Rex, Jack.
Okay,
But
I'm
you know
sorry,
what? I'll
I'm
let the
sorry.
internet in your YouTube comments. Correct.
And Janath.
That
Thank
was a great
you.
one. Thank you so much for that, Monster Hunter AMA, of course. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions you want answered at E3, hashtag E32021, you can get your comments on the little ticker that goes by. And of course, we're running polls throughout this. We've been running polls all day long
Yes.
about the old Capcom, because of course we are coming up pretty dang quick on the Capcom presentation. As a
Yeah.
rundown again of what we know officially for Capcom, of course, is be hosted by our friend Seltzer. Then we know we're going to get stuff on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're going to get stuff on Monster Hunter Rise. We're going to get stuff on Monster Hunter Stories 2. We're going to get Resident Evil Village. That is what they have officially said. Of course, I still hold out hope for more on Resident Evil 4 VR. I hope more on that Resident Evil multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And
Dragon's
then if you really wanna
Dogma.
Start dreaming. I know earlier you want to talk about Lost Planet like that's going to
Sorry,
happen.
guys. I went down
Lost
the rabbit hole. I don't want to get anyone's hopes
Let's
up
hear it.
here. Although it would be fantastic to have.
None
Let's
of you
talk about
wants
what we
Dragon's
already
Dogma?
know.
What's going on
I'm
here?
looking forward to seeing what Resident Evil.
You even
Village
play
content they're
Capcom
planning to
games?
share at the table. Game's been a massive hit. I'm expecting them to come out, talk about that, and also maybe give us some new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie, what do you want?
I'm expecting too much.
So
Okay, maybe I am.
am not super into puzzle mystery games, just
Okay.
being completely honest. But I mean, Ace Attorney just totally plays to me. Obviously, I'm a big weeb. I absolutely adore anime. So just seeing the protagonist being like, objection, like I'm just like, I
Objection!
am absolutely 100% here for it.
They're
Also,
reading
there's a
teleprompters?
character in there
No.
named Herlock Sholmes.
Of course.
I mean,
That's how
that
you get
alone,
our
I'm
No,
just
they're
like,
not.
I'm exactly. I was like, I love this.
I don't
I'm
buy
definitely
that.
here for it.
You don't have to pay anybody on
It's
that
so
one.
smart,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, right?
Dragon's
Yeah,
Dogma
you're getting
crossover
it,
with
of
Monster
course,
Hunter?
Ace
That'd be
Attorney,
nice.
The Chronicles here, the Great
I don't
Ace
think we're
Attorney
getting
Chronicles
Monster Hunter
team
World
are
2. I
released
think
fan
that is
version here on
way
July
too
27th,
dreamy to
and
expect
it's
that.
about time, ladies and gentlemen. This is
Let's
what
go.
we've been waiting for, right? The
This is what I've been waiting
is
for.
Starting in 5, 4, 3,
Good countdown.
2, 1.
Let's go!
Go do Capcom.
Tempani, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Appreciate it. I love Australia. My hat is an Australian Outback hat. I love it. Okay, let's go.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our
The volume's
first
a little
stop
bit
today,
low.
Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story.
I've heard a
as the
lot of good
franchise
things about
celebrates
Resident
its
Evil Village.
25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans.
Another time.
Bye-bye.
There's nothing to fear.
Whoa.
She's everything to me.
I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
Hi everyone, my name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil Re:Verse, where players go head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes and bioweapons. I'm now happy to announce that Resident Evil Re:Verse will go live next month across all supported platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
Multiplayer Resident Evil. Additional DLC for Resident Evil Village. More info later. Due to popular support. Nice.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series, Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin.
GIF. New trailer?
This was his fate. Red may have been strong and skilled, but against the awesome power of nature, he was merely a man. He never stood a chance.
All around, things just kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to Hekolu Island. I went there to see Red's old monster again. Then, of course, that's when I met you.
You were given Red's kinship stone, and now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
This
This is the legendary monster, Raisewing Ratha, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin. The pits are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control.
Jesus, that Brocky.
Monsters
And
have
Steve.
riders of their own will. And
Ushala.
bonds between monsters and riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
Just straight up riding a Teostra like it's nothing.
What kind of power does Ratha really have? Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves? All I have are questions.
The soundtrack sounds
If there's worry or
great
doubt in
too.
your voice, Ratha will become anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what.
I can sense the flames of his life force weakening. The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
A voice. Can you hear it?
It's Shade Schwalda.
Bond with monsters.
Hello, Mizu.
Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry the strength of everyone they meet. That makes them strong. My friends here taught me that. I believe in the strength of humanity.
So good, dude. Demo available now. Watch. Featuring free title updates. The Palamute. Jesus Christ. New Monsty Palamute. Available July 15th. Trial version available June 25th. There you go. There you go. Trial is June 25th and you'll be able to transfer your save. So it wasn't the day like we were expecting, but there is going to be a trial. So June 25th, you guys know what I'm going to be doing. You better believe it. I might actually be streaming this one on Twitch though. Keep that in mind.
Looks pretty epic, right? And how about that announcement? The canine companion Palamute from Monster Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new monsties in the first free title update coming soon after the game's release. You can get an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th, which also carries your progress over to the full game release just a few weeks later on July 9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier this year.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out more.
Let's.
Let's go! This is for my fellow hunters!
Coming June, July. Capcom Collab 1.
Rathalos is no runt. Moon's blessing emerged.
Okay, so this we already knew. This one's coming soon. Probably even today. I wouldn't be surprised if it was today.
What will it be? Moon's blessing emerged.
Or maybe next Thursday. Wait, are we collecting eggs and Rise to go to... No. June 18th. 3.1. Almudron fashion victim. Fooled in the flooded forest. Rampage Muddy Gras. Heart of a hero. Sea blade so bright. Black leather legs. Clay possum. Shadow shades. Okay.
Famura is like my second home.
You think you can take on Rondine?
Oh, Rondine's voice. It's like those events. I don't know. I expected more.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July. Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore with the release of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. North American and European future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve.
For what platform is
which were
this?
previously only available in Japan. You'll travel back in time to the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel. Now let's hear more about the story.
So then, let us unravel this mystery.
Welcome to the center of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
This country is incredible. I will become a lawyer.
I don't think that this is my kind of game. Like, Ace Attorney does sound fun, but
So then, let us
I don't think it's for
unravel
me.
this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Who are you?
Herlock Shows. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, what have we here?
The game's afoot.
It would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Objection! Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
You're the best lawyer in the world.
July 27th, 2021.
So we have 10 new cases and 8 mini escapades where you can take on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Jonathan, Capcom's marketing brand manager for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
So this is
Hi,
the
Jonathan.
capital of Great Britain.
Where to?
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
The Capcom team is thrilled to present 2 new gameplay features, Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination with the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid Susato and the brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock.
Dude's got a scissor.
Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning spectacular, a grandiose yet flawed series of conjectures.
Dubious-looking Russian Mr. Roylet obviously would catch the eye in the first place. What the hell? Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. No, he's not. His face is completely different.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deductions. At this point, players will be prompted to search for clues that help identify the errors in the detective's logic and reveal the truth to the mystery. As players present new evidence and observations, Herlock will amend his deductions based on the new information. Upon uncovering the truth, Ryunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings them to the conclusion of the dance of deduction.
So Herlock Sholmes is not the brightest of detectives. Nikolina Pavlova. Summation examination.
Players will attempt to convince 6 jurors of the innocence of their client. Their progress will be displayed and represented by 2 scales of justice, one black, representing a guilty verdict, and one white, representing a not guilty verdict.
Objection!
In summation examination, take the stand to face off against the jurors, all of whom provide explanations as to why they've reached their guilty verdict.
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
Objection!
Be ready to provide evidence from the court record to help prove the contradiction in their claims. When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their minds, too. With a slam of their fist, each juror you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor. Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
This is a bit long.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
This has just been a small taste of the exciting new gameplay features in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are very excited to get this game in the hands of both new fans and diehard fans alike. Thanks for watching.
It already seems like I have a bunch of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from 2 of the stars of Capcom Fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going on with Capcom Esports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to you guys.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom Esports presentation for E3 2021. My name is Vicious, commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour as well as Street Fighter League, here with competitive Street Fighter V player and host extraordinaire, Hollywood, Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it, and I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for everyone today. Street Fighter V, Capcom E3, it just feels right, and you feel the electricity in the air. Nice! Nice! What? That was nasty! And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter V is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region, sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter V.
The double perfect, the way he looked at the camera.
Yikes.
Don't ever expect another man's controller.
So in this year's CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have $5,000 on the line for each tournament, but that money alone, that's not what's really at stake here. It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
Item just reset in grand finals of Capcom Cup.
So behind me, you can see in all of its glory, the Capcom Pro Tour 2021 official stage and set, and that's a place that you are very, very familiar with.
That's right, we take all of our events and broadcast it live from this stage, and we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions. And speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot. 2021, we have 32 events going on in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19 different territories.
That's surprising
so
with
friggin'
COVID
for
going
players
on.
from around the world to get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because, again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
And Mago is your first qualifier for Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour.
Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player, as well as catching some of the community-focused
I'm too old to become a successful Street Fighter V player.
The official pre-show of the Capcom Pro Tour. We have sets where we take players from around the world and play off in an exhibition first to 10. Not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season, non-stop action, 6 teams of 3, duke it out in this battle tournament series to see who will walk away with the championship and the $150,000 prize pool.
Street Fighter League is something that you don't want to miss because normally we only have 1v1 content, but now you actually have your teammates at your back, and every decision that you make is not just about you anymore.
Look for more news on Street Fighter League later this year.
It's Oki time. What's gonna happen?
Nice.
He checks it. He checks the movement. What's happening?
It's so good.
Let's not forget, the Intel World Opening is happening right now. Top players representing 11 regions around the world are competing for their place in the World Finals happening next month. Be sure to check out the official website for more information, including current standings and broadcast schedule.
To commemorate this event, everyone who logged in during this period will receive an exclusive competitor title and dojo object. You do not want to miss this.
I highly recommend everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the Capcom Fighters channel.
And again, we've had so many events so far. We started off with the Japan region. We've had a couple of more events going on afterwards, but the action does not stop. In fact, we're going to be continuing off with the Midwest region for the Capcom Pro Tour. I know you're definitely excited about that.
100%. I mean, of course, your boy is from Ohio. Make sure you guys tune in to see the tournament.
You do not want to miss some of the best Street Fighter V players in the world compete head-to-head.
Okay.
I dare you to find better Street Fighter. I dare you.
This is a game about being a world warrior.
Capcom Cup tournament play. Obviously, they got a rivalry.
You guys ever watch these tournaments live though? They're actually pretty hype. I've watched it a couple of times. Not like the whole tournament or anything, but I've watched a couple of matches. It's actually really cool to see.
This is the ultimate Street Fighter V experience. This is Capcom Pro Tour.
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check out Capcom Fighters' Twitch and YouTube channels for more information and to watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year. Let's recap what we all saw. Resident Evil Village is back with the latest installment of the survival horror experience and RE-verse as part of the franchise's 25th anniversary. We have new adventures to embark on in the world of Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with the great Ace Attorney Chronicles to tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases. Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom Fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more. I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3.
Early in a good way. So that's actually it. You guys are done. Okay. Yeah, that was rough.
Welcome back, and that is a wrap on Capcom's presentation. I thought that rhymed for a second, and then I was gonna go, that rhymed, and then I was like, that didn't rhyme.
No, it doesn't. It actually doesn't rhyme, and it's not even that funny. Why did they even show and not post this in the tweet? Yeah, Max Colina. Thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. I don't know what to say about this year's Z3, dude. It's like most people, most publishers just didn't really have much to show. It's like the biggest reveal we had was Elden Ring. Damn. I guess COVID really hurt. This was good. People are just ungrateful. I mean, what do you mean by this was good, though? Because, I'm not saying that was a bad presentation. I'm saying that, that wasn't, an E3 presentation. I feel like when you talk about an E3 presentation, that's a presentation where you bring your big guns. There wasn't really any big guns in that presentation. There's a couple of events for Monster Hunter Rise, which cool, I'll play them for sure. I've played every single event so far. But, the events have not been that great, in my opinion. So, and then we did get the announcement of the demo for Monster Hunter Stories 2, which is pretty cool. That's probably the best announcement that we got on this particular show. Which is coming on June 25th, as they're saying right now on the presentation on E3. But, there's no bangers. Starfield. Don't even at me with Starfield. It's a goddamn CGI trailer. You know nothing about the game. Literally zero. You know literally zero about the game. From a friggin' CGI trailer. Come on. Gaijin told you to keep your expectations low and you don't listen. What do you mean? These were my expectations. This is exactly what I expected. I'm still surprised that was it for the presentation. Elden Ring was Summer's Game Fest, not even E3. Wow, when you think about it like that, yeah. But tomorrow there's still the Bandai Namco thing. So, they might still showcase something there. Look at Miyazaki interview on stream, please. I'm not going to do it now. This stream is themed around Capcom and Monster Hunter. That'd be disrespectful. I'll do that later for sure. I don't understand the disappointment here. They have stuff coming and are supporting what they've just released. If you're disappointed, you clearly got your hopes up for stuff you knew wasn't coming. It's like, I don't know if some people are in E3 for the first time or what the deal is. 'Cause like E3 is usually big announcements. And I mean, it used to be big announcements, I guess. Probably never going to be like that again. You know, it is what it is. It's not really a big deal. We found out we're getting new events. We're going to get we're going to get a demo on the 25th. And you know, it is what it is. Recheck the Elden Ring interviews. I will. Not right now, but I will. Don't worry about it. Razor. Yeah, right. We're not interested in games like Battlefield at all. No, that's not for me. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna go get some sleep. I'm gonna catch up on some sleep then. Thank you all very much for hanging out. I'm sorry, I was expecting, you know, something a little bit more exciting, but still, that is what it is. Anyway, Unknown Character 14, thank you very much for the souls. Tip of the hat. Appreciate the support. If you guys enjoyed the stream, hit the like button. If you did not enjoy the stream, hit the dislike button. You probably should. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you all very much for hanging out. Have a good one, team. Remember, follow me on Twitch. I'll put a link in here. Follow me on Twitch because I've been streaming a lot in there. I'm doing fun stuff. And now I'm out of here. Peace.